Coming up, it's our review of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Pirates 5, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Well, for me, it's just Pirates 3, because I've only seen 3 of them. So welcome back to Eye to Eye, Disney Through Our Eyes. I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kyle.
And like we said, tonight we're going to be talking about the new Pirates movie.
I am so excited about this. I love me some pirates.
It was actually really good.
You were not super excited about this movie, to be honest.
No, because the previews looked terrifying. It looked like Cujo or some other Stephen King film that I'm not into because I'm a scaredy cat.
But yet you know all these things, so somehow you are into it.
Huh?
You knew like what those things were, the Stephen King books and films and things like that.
I mean, I'm not an idiot. I don't
Look,
live under a rock.
Point is, Jessica, she is a scaredy cat. I am going to admit that, and she will admit that as well. But she sets herself up for failure because she watches all these suspense thrillers. I will never forget when we went into that movie theater for Gone Girl.
Yes.
Never again. That's neither here nor there for a Pirates movie.
No. So it's Pirates is like you just have to work up to it. You have to just know it's gonna be scary and overcome your fear, and we made it, and it was good.
I wouldn't call it scary. I would just call it thrilling and slightly grotesque.
It was scary. Okay, yes, it was grotesque, but the grotesqueness made it scary.
Well, besides all that,
dead people chasing you, scary.
Yes, that could be a little.
That's like The
frightening.
Walking Dead. Only they weren't walking; they were swimming dead.
It was like The Walking Dead.
Swimming dead.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, before we go any further, spoilers. If you have not seen Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. That is a long title. Please do not watch past this point now. Okay, so right off the top, what is your favorite part of this movie?
When something happens and...
Oh my gosh, something happens. It's so descriptive.
I was getting there.
Go ahead.
This town of something builds a bank. And it's
St. Martin?
I don't know. St.
Basically,
Martin.
she's going to give you the vague outline.
Something...
I'll give you the details.
Okay, let me just spit it out and then you can
go ahead.
Tell it. So they build this bank, and it's supposed to be like the best bank, the safest bank in the world, or in the city, or in something.
In the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, anyway.
I just said it 2 different ways.
You did. Moving on. Let me tell my story.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So the mayor is like telling people, this is great, this is wonderful, look, all our gold is safe, and all of a sudden they open the safe to prove that it is safe, and here's Jack Sparrow in it. And so they had this huge plot to like steal the safe. Well, their plot didn't work out so well, and he and his merry crew failed miserably to take the safe. They pull it.
Missing so many good parts. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm being rude tonight.
Marriage is hard.
Marriage is real hard.
So they pull the safe with like 4 or 5 horses or something.
Right.
But instead of just pulling the safe out of the building, they drag the whole building through the town. Which is impossible.
This is like one of her main points on her notes she made for this is like, how does a horse pull a building?
You can't. It's impossible.
Several horses could. It's Pirates of the Caribbean.
No, they can't. That's literally impossible. Somebody would have died. The horses would have died. And no, it was fine. It was like a Disney film. It's just like, la la la, let's sing. Everything's cool.
No, things were not cool in this.
But I'm just saying, like, okay, so say in some weird universe, a horse could pull a house.
Oh my god.
Okay, how many things would die? Millions! Cats, squirrels, dogs. Things would get trampled. Humans!
This is a universe where there's a magic sword that can control things. There is a guy with a tentacle face, so there was at one point.
I mean, you're right. But anywho.
This is the Pirates of the Caribbean universe.
That just
is it
really
Caribbean or Caribbean? What should we do?
I don't know.
Caribbean.
That's how...
We're getting off subject here. All right.
So that was, I guess, the unrealisticness of that. But you're right, because it's not like sharks can come back to life and kill people.
Anyway, we've jumped a few things there, but she basically gave us the opening, somewhat of the opening of the film. It's 9 years set after Pirates 4, technically, which would have been... Wow, I'm blanking on it right now. It was not Dead Men Tell. That's what this one is. Oh, On Stranger Tides. It was a weird... I don't remember that being from like Pirates lore and stuff. When you read like Treasure Island as a kid, you always knew about Dead Men Tell No Tales. dead man's chest and things like that. But that wasn't like a phrase that I was used to. So 9 years after number 4, you have not seen anything past number 1, right?
No, I saw number 2.
You saw number 2, so you are aware of Davy Jones and things like that, which is the tentacle guy.
Yeah.
Tentacle guy.
He was scary.
Yeah, he was kind of scary.
Even though I thought Davy Jones was like a British singer.
Not to my knowledge.
Isn't that the guy that on Brady Bunch came and like sang songs and?
I don't know.
Well.
Anyway, so 9 years after that one, and what she just told us was how we see Jack and his crew again. And even though Jack in the past has had lots of luck, he is not having luck anymore.
He is down on his luck.
They've
big
lost
time.
all the treasure from that vault, and they kind of abandoned him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that they dragged this house down through the whole city, and then
that's what you were describing the horses were doing.
Yeah, and then at the end they don't even shut the safe.
This is
so
why
all the money.
This is why I fill in the details.
But you didn't fill it in. You didn't say that the money all fell out.
Well,
we both failed on that.
Before that, there was a little bit of a prologue to this, where we learn a little bit more about Will Turner and Elizabeth Swan's son. He's on a mission to find his dad, who is now, if you've seen Pirates 3, the end of that, you know that he is now the commander of the Flying Dutchman. And he is cursed to stay there for the rest of his life. That's how they technically saved his life in the third one. And so now his son's trying to find him back, bring him back to his family. And that's kind of what the driving force behind all this. How eventually, it's not, what's his name? Henry Turner. Henry Turner comes to be with Jack. And eventually, the other main character, Karina Smith, who is...
Are we ruining it?
We can wait. But Karina is
let's go ahead and ruin it.
You want to go ahead and ruin it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's Barracuda's daughter.
Did you just say Barracuda?
What's the name?
Did you, like, were you being serious or were you trying to be funny?
That's what my phone said, so I thought it was Barracuda.
Wow. Just take a moment and let that set in, folks.
Okay, so... you said that was wrong?
Barbossa.
Oh, Barnabas.
Oh, my gosh.
Barbossa.
Barbossa, who is one of my favorite characters from...
Really?
Yes, because
he is horrible. He's gross. He's mean. He's narcissistic. He's greedy.
He's a pirate.
Jack Sparrow is not all of those things.
But Jack, you have to love Jack no matter what.
Exactly. He's just a drunk. Barbossa is...
Barbossa
nasty.
is what you think of when you think of a pirate to me. Gross, narcissistic, yes.
I think of Jack Sparrow's crew. The drunk people that are like, I forget you, Jack. That's my pirate voice.
That was your pirate voice right there. We just swing here in unison. Here we go. Yo ho.
No, that's as good as it gets. I need an eye patch because I can't do the pirate voice.
She wanted to bring up like a white flag too, like in the prologue to this.
Help.
But yeah, I love Barbossa. And spoiler alert again, he dies at the end of this one. At least seemingly. Everyone has died pretty much and come back in this movie.
So let's talk about that because we've seen a lot of movies this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of movies that I had not seen the previous movies to. Or,
right. Cars and such.
I'm new to this movie world. So when Barbossa died, it was so much like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when the blue guy died.
You did say that. Yondu died.
Yondu.
Yeah.
Because it was very much like, it's kind of this father figure that isn't really a father figure, but he has all of this wisdom all of a sudden. And then he just like sacrifices himself to save another person.
Yeah.
So it was very similar.
This time it was the actual father and daughter, as opposed to in Guardians, it was kind of like the surrogate father and son.
Correct. But it was still the same feelings.
Yeah, it was. It was a very familiar feeling for us. You know what I kind of harkened back to? Mufasa, when he was like falling down into the pit, kind of thing.
That's true. But that's way too sad. Why is that sadder than humans
Every single Disney movie has a parent dying, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Except Cars. I don't know about.
Cars didn't have parents. I mean, Lightning didn't have parents.
Well, I have a girlfriend. Anyway, we're getting back on the Cars.
So, anyway.
Barbossa. I love him.
Barracuda.
Not Barracuda, not Barnabas.
Barnabas.
He does die at the end of this because we learned that Karina Smith is actually his daughter. And he left her on an orphanage doorstep a long time ago and never thought he'd see her again. But we also learned a little bit more about Barbossa, that he's actually kind of smart because of that journal he left her about the stars, and she is now...
And that's what ended up saving them from Captain.
Come on. Let's see. I'm waiting on this one, y'all.
Hang on. All I can think of is his crewmate going, Capitan.
Yes, that was pretty funny. What does it start with?
Shoot, I don't know, an S?
Yes.
We'll
start like a timer down below just to see.
Don't.
It's
the guy that looks like Denny from Grey's Anatomy, but it's not him.
You got 5 seconds.
Give me the second letter.
A.
Sparrow. Sarah.
You just said Sparrow.
S-A spells Sparrow.
Captain Salazar.
Salazar, I would have never gotten that. Okay,
Okay.
Captain Salamander.
So, Captain Salazar.
I was doing that to make you laugh. Okay, Salazar. So he was...
He's our main bad guy in this, and
But he ended up not... So you kind of felt bad for him.
No, I did.
I did.
He was a narcissistic jerk at the beginning of this.
Well, okay. So he was bad because Jack Sparrow ended up killing him. He killed his whole crew by leading them.
Kill them.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He led them into the tunnel of death, whatever that thing was called, that triangular thing that blew up his
All
ship.
right, I'm gonna let you figure out the name for this too.
Well, I don't know, so y'all
It
just might
was
as well stop watching.
The Devil's Triangle, which
Ooh, I was so close. Triangle of Death.
I thought was the Bermuda Triangle, is what they were. I don't know if that's what they were trying to pull off there.
Is this in the world or? Is
I mean,
this
it's
like
in the Caribbean. Caribbean.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
my God. She's not good at geography.
I'm not on
but
my A game today.
You are not. Wow.
So okay, so they lead them into the Devil's Triangle.
Right.
So they're like fighting first of all because Salazar back in the day doesn't like pirates. Obviously,
He's almost like if anybody has read the Bible, the Saul character. He's out persecuting pirates, which rightfully so. Pirates technically are really bad people, and he's hunting them down and killing them.
Right. So that's what Salazar was doing, and Jack Sparrow ended up becoming. He was young, and he wasn't the captain of the ship at the time.
Which, by the way, what did you think about that CGI? Was it legit looking, or was it when they changed his face to the young Jack Sparrow? Could you tell like a difference, like it was computer generated?
No, I thought that was a human. So I kind of felt bad for him. Honestly, in a world outside of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, he was the good guy. Jack's the bad guy. He's a pirate. He's stealing from people.
Mm-hmm.
Salazar was trying to kill the pirates because they're the bad guys. And then in this weird twist of fate, Salazar comes back trying to kill Sparrow, and he's now the bad guy.
And I almost thought when they got to what they were ultimately trying to go get, the MacGuffin, as people call it, what's the item that everybody's trying to go get, is Poseidon's trident, which pretty much looks like a trident, but almost looked like just a broken piece of metal to me, honestly. They tried to make it look more rustic and not real hokey. It turned him back human. I thought then it was almost going to be like a redemptive story for him, like he was going to realize how wrong he was, now having his humanity back. But he didn't, and he stayed bad. And that's why he really was a bad person. So Pirates is almost like a good display of how just because someone seems bad on the outside doesn't really mean that they're a bad person. Right.
It's truly that what you see is just skin deep. And
right.
There's more to people on the inside.
And Jack is actually, he cheats, plunders against people, but there's even a part from one of the other movies where he's talking to one of the British sailors, and they're talking about slaves in a very derogatory manner, and he says people are not cargo or something like that. In it's a funny way he said it, but it was like, wow, he really does understand that. Yes, he may be rough around the edges, but he really is a good guy. So we've talked a little bit about what we liked a lot in this. Like, I like Barbossa. You like that beginning scene. You just like Jack Sparrow because he's the main pirate to you. Yeah. Well, I mean, he is the main pirate in general. The ending, what we find out after Salazar seems to die, Barbossa seems to die. I say seems because they'll probably come back at some point. For Pirates 6, I'm sure. Yeah. That being said, the question is, do you think there will be a number 6?
Well, you said there is. So
I thought there was.
I thought it wrapped up perfectly until, well, you know what? Let's talk about this.
Okay.
The elephant in the room.
Okay.
End credit scenes.
Oh, yeah.
This should not be a thing.
Yes, it should.
When the movie is over and you bring up the credits, that's it. It's done. Finito. No more. There should not be a reason for me to sit in the chair any longer and watch something else. If it was that important, you should have put it in the movie because there are lots of people that don't see it.
It's to make you appreciate how much hard work went into the movie. To watch the credits.
Anyway. So, the way that the movie ended, it was perfect. Elizabeth and what's-his-face were back together. Henry was there. Like, it was just perfect. It was so sweet. everybody was together, and it
He
was
and
good.
Karina are together.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it ended perfectly.
But I love...
But then, this stupid end credit scene makes you feel like Davy Jones is coming back.
And you didn't realize who that was at the beginning when you first
I thought
saw
it was like some kind of shrimp or a crustacean.
I kind of had this spoiled for me going into it, so I kind of had a feeling I knew who it was. But you heard the peg leg start walking in, and I was like, that's only one person. There's only 2 people that have a peg leg that I know of that are main characters. One just died.
Yeah.
That was Barbosa.
Yeah.
And the other one's technically dead, but apparently he is back because we see him come in, cast a shadow over Will and Elizabeth in bed. And he wakes up in the start, that being Will, and because he hears what he thinks is Davy Jones, and then he thinks it's a dream, he goes back to sleep, and then we look down, the floor is wet and there's barnacles. So Davy Jones is back. Yes. A lot of people don't like Davy Jones, but I love him. So what I think, if they do a number 6, it's going to be all the villains coming back together for one final blow. Just a battle royale for... the life of Jack Sparrow, and somehow, some way, he's gonna end up winning. We think he's gonna die,
but he won't.
But it'll be left ambiguous, like there will be a sparrow fly off in the distance as his crew sails away on
or a stunt double.
But we're talking about like in the movie, though.
No, what I'm saying is like in Star Wars, where Queen Amidala has a stunt double.
That's not a stunt double. That would be a decoy. I get what you're saying.
Tomato.
Good try.
Anywho.
Good try.
He'll have a decoy
that
they kill.
We'd love to know what you guys think about the movie as well. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Were you kind of like, meh? But I loved it.
I really loved it.
I think so far this year we've really liked most of the movies that we've seen, which is not surprising whatsoever.
Okay, so out of how many?
How many Poseidon's tridents? How many tridents would you give it?
I don't like tridents.
Okay, we'll pick something. Sparrows?
I was going to say dead sharks.
Dead sharks. How many?
So out of 5, are we doing 5?
Yes.
I'd give it 4.5.
I would give it a 4. There were a few things about it I didn't like, with how grotesque it was this time. Yeah. Some severed heads, kind of.
That was awesome.
Little realistic with the missing body parts and stuff like that. It was just a lot of things that I would. I'm not a wimp. I just thought that was
you get grossed out by like needles and blood and stuff.
Not blood, just needles. Don't bring needles anywhere. So 4.5. Dead sharks, so that's half a dead shark, and 4 for me. Okay, well, that's all we have for you guys tonight. If you haven't, make sure you are subscribing to the channel. We'd love to have you here watching all of our videos that we have coming on here. Make sure you're also following us on social media. We're on Facebook and Twitter, and I already took your line, which was subscribe to us. So is there anything else they should do?
Have a good evening.
We appreciate you guys watching tonight. Check out some of our other videos in our channel. Until next time, we'll see you real soon.
Coming up, it's our review of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Arr, matey, it's Pirates 5 to you.